Hello everyone, this is Arvahita, Assistant Professor of MCA Department from Rovani College of Engineering and Technology. I'm here to explain a few concepts of the subject MC4102 Object Oriented Software Engineering. First, we are going to discuss about a topic called Introduction to Software Development in Unit 1. First, let us see what is software development. Software development is a complicated process which requires careful planning and execution to meet the goals. Sometimes the developer must quickly react and aggressively meet over the ever-changing market demands. Maintaining the software quality hinders the fast-paced software development as many testing cycles are necessary to ensure the quality products. The software development comprises of many stages and each stage requires a lot of paperwork and documentation in addition to the development and the planning process. This is in contrast to the common thinking of the newcomers to the software industry who believe that the software development is just writing code. Each software development project has to go through at least the following stages, that is, the requirement gathering, writing functional specifications, creating the architecture and design documents, implementation and coding, testing and quality assurance, software release, documentation, support and new features. The first one is requirement gathering. The requirement gathering is usually the first part of any software product, and this stage starts when you are thinking about the developing software. In this phase, we meet the customers or prospective customers, analyzing the market requirements and features that are in demand. You also find out if there is a real need in the market for the software product you are trying to develop. In this stage, the marketing and sales people or the people who have direct contact with the customers do most of the work. These people talk to these customers and try to understand what they need. A comprehensive understanding of the customer's needs and writing down features of the proposed software product are the keys to success in this phase. This phase is actually a base for the whole development effort, and if the base is not laid correctly, the product will not find a place in the market. If you develop a very good software product which is not required in the market, it does not matter how well you build it. So this is a diagram which shows the typical process for the software development projects. First, the market is researched and the product requirements are obtained, and the product architecture and functional specifications are designed. The product is then designed, coding and implementation is done, and testing and quality assurance is done. Then the software is released. After releasing the software to the customers, they support the product, they fix the bugs, or they can add new features. Now the second step here is to write the functional specifications. The functional specifications may consist of one or more documents. The functional specification documents show the behavior or the functionality of a software product on an abstract level. Assuming the product is a black box, the functional specification defines its input-output behavior. Functional specifications are based upon the product requirements documentation put forward by the people who have the contact with the end user of the product or the customers. In larger products, the functional specifications may consist of separate documents for each feature of the product. Third one is creating architecture and design documents. When you have all the requirements collected and arranged, it is the turn of the technical architectural team consisting of highly qualified technical specialists to create the architecture of the product. The architecture defines different components of the product and how they interact with each other. In many cases, the architecture also defines the technologies used to build the product. While creating the architecture documents of the project, the team also needs to consider the timelines of the project. So this refers to the target date when the product is required to be on the market. Many excellent products fail because they are either too early or late to the market. The next one is implementation and coding. The software developers take the design documents and development tools, that is the editors, compilers, debuggers, etc., and start writing the software. This is usually the longest phase in the product cycle, that is the life cycle, and each developer has to write his or own code and collaborate with the other developers to make sure that the different components can interoperate with each other. The revision control system such as CVS, that is the concurrent version system, is needed in this phase. There are a few other open source revision control systems as well as commercial options. The version control system provides a central repository to store individual files, and a typical software project may contain anywhere from hundreds to thousands of files. Now let us see what is testing. Testing is probably the most important phase for long-term support as well as for the reputation of the company. If you do not control the quality of the software, it will not be able to compete with other products on the market. If software crashes at the customer site, your customer loses productivity as well money, and you lose credibility. Sometimes those losses are huge. Unhappy customers will not buy your other products and will not refer other customers to you. You can avoid this situation by doing extensive testing. This testing is referred to as quality assurance or QA in most of the software world. Software release. Before you start selling any product, it is officially released. So this means that you have to create a state of the software in your repository. Make sure that it has to be tested for the functionality and freeze the code. A version number is assigned to the release software, and after releasing the software, development may continue because it will not take any change in the release software. The development is usually carried on in a new branch, and it may contain new features of the product. The release software is updated only if a bug fixed version is released. Documentation. There are three broad categories of documentation released to the software development processes. There is the technical documentation developed during the development process. This includes architecture, functional, and design documents. Technical documentation prepared for the technical support staff. This includes the technical manuals that support the staff to use to provide the customer support. And next one is the end user manuals and guides. This is a documentation for the end user to assist the user getting started in the product and using it. The next one we are going to see is support and new features. Your customers need support when you start selling a product. So this is true regardless of the size of the project and even for the products that are not software released. Most common support requests from the customers are related to one of the following. The customer needs help in installation and getting started. The customer finds a bug and you need to release a patch or update to the whole product. The product does not fulfill customer requirements and a new feature is required by the customer. Thank you.